Welcome to Witch Way. I'm Elise and this is episode 25 of Witch Watch, where I am making my way through every witchy film and TV series ever made. Starting off with early cinema as part of Witch Way Presents, I watched the 1922 historical essay film Haxan. The film takes us through the beliefs on witchcraft in the late Middle Ages, followed by a fictional witch trial, and finally theories on what could have led to these diabolical beliefs. This film can be considered the first witch documentary and has some stunning scenes of witches at their Sabbath and great commentary of outrageous forced confessions. 5 stars for this silent film that still holds up over 100 years after its initial release, and you can go and check it out yourself here on my channel. Next is the 1970 horror Cry of the Banshee. An evil magistrate is intent on cleansing his land of witches and doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. This leads to a curse on him and his family, but are they worth saving? The film does a good job at letting us know why they aren't worth saving, but does not do much to provoke scares, and the witches' motives are pretty mixed. 2 stars for this witch hunting film. Next is the 1985 family fantasy adventure Return to Oz. It's been months after Dorothy uttered the words "It's no place like home," and she is back in Kansas where her aunt and uncle are worried about her. She isn't sleeping and is telling fantastical tales of the imaginary land of Oz. Her aunt takes her to a hospital for treatment, but she escapes into a storm and again wakes up in Oz. But Oz is in trouble too. Taken over by the Gnome King, Dorothy finds another ragtag group of friends and must save the land of Oz. I loved this film, much darker than its predecessor, and the animatronics are horribly amazing. I have heard tales of people who watched this as a child being traumatized by them. There is such an interesting vibe to this film where we see the land of Oz void of its colours, and the film gets us questioning whether or not it all took place in Dorothy's mind. 5 stars for this childhood nightmare fuel. Next is the 1922 horror comedy Death Becomes Her. Friends are now enemies. One got the man but is now unhappy in life and love. After seeing the other youthful and successful, she seeks out a mysterious woman who offers her a potion of eternal youth. But this, of course, has unexpected side effects. This film has some comical special effects and shows what happens to people who try to be something that they are not and are fighting the inevitable. 3 stars for this film, and I would actually really love to see this film remade. Next is the 2022 occult mystery, The Pale Blue Eye. A detective is brought in to investigate the murder of a cadet at a military school, and soon more bodies follow. He enlists the help of an outcast cadet, and together they discover that the murders are the beginning of an occult ritual, but not all is as it seems. The acting and ambience in this film is fantastic, and the build up to the twist ending, I absolutely loved it. 5 stars for this murder mystery. Into some series now, and in 2019 was season 1 of the supernatural drama The Order. A college student has ulterior motives for attending Belgrave University. He plans to track down his father, the man responsible for his mother's death, but also the leader of a secret magical order. He plans to infiltrate this order, but he gets more than he bargains for when he also unwillingly becomes a member of a more selective group who are also trying to take down magic users when he becomes a werewolf. This double agent soon discovers that his father has self-possessed interests within this organization, and he and his new allies must work together to stop this dastardly plan. I really liked the camaraderie between the new friends in this series, and the characters are very likable. The series successfully mixes dark magic and gore with blooming relationships and humor. 5 stars for this occult society, and I look forward to season 2. Also in 2019, I have made my way through season 2 of the Charmed reboot. 3 magical sisters are now solely responsible for the protection of witches around the world. The only problem is, they have lost their own powers. They must work to restore the power of 3 to once again thwart an evil plan. This season focuses more on relationship building and less of a focus on their witchy ways. So 3 stars for this season, and I'm still waiting for more in season 3. Finally is the 2024 Supernatural Mystery Series Season 1 of Dead Boy Detectives. 2 teenagers use their afterlife in the UK to solve the unfinished business of ghosts and help them move on, while themselves running from death. One case brings them together with a demonically possessed psychic who soon becomes part of their detective agency. The 3 are soon off to the USA and are faced with a new lodger, a reluctant landlord, a demon, a magical cat king, and a witch who has plans for the dead boys. One of the boys is trapped here by the cat king, and they must resolve their own unfinished business before they can return home and before their own ending catches up with them. This is a fantastic series with some hilarious and brightly coloured situations contrasting with horror and dealing with some dark themes that can haunt us all. 5 stars for this series that is adapted from the comic book characters of the same name by author Neil Gaiman. This series does tie in with the Sandman series, which has also had its own adaptation, and I do highly recommend checking that one out as well. What did you think of these films and series, and what witchy films have you been watching lately? Let me know in the comments below, as well as any recommendations for my upcoming witch lore reviews. If you like what I do here, you can support my channel by donating via the thanks button, or by simply completing your Witch Way ritual of liking this video, sharing it with anyone you think might enjoy it, or subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you very much for watching here on Witch Way.